Hi, it's Rudolph. What to look for in a company. This is a company that you're planning on joining, or companies that you might be planning on joining. Let's start at the very beginning. Look at everything in general about the company. What kind of company is it? Is it an affiliate program? Is it an affiliate where you can just promote their products and not have to join? Is it an MLM? How do they pay you? Do they use PayPal? Do they use direct deposit? Do they have their own e-wallet type program where you have to basically pay a monthly fee to get paid every month? Not criticizing anything, I'm just pointing everything to look at. What kind of products do they promote? Is it, for example, health and fitness? Is it a blog site? There's blogs or blogging is still very, very popular. It's great. Look at as many things about the company. The last thing you should be listening to is the money part of it. And the reason is simple. You'll make money when you're passionate and enthusiastic about it. I don't care what it is. If I'm not interested, I'm not selling it. And I'm not very good at selling it. It becomes a chore. And the last thing I want to do is get up in the morning and go promote something that I'm not interested in. But if I'm fired up about it, if I'm excited about it, I'm up before the crack of dawn. And I'm at that computer or on the phone getting people in. And it becomes easy. First thing to remember, and I'm not trying to get you into anything. I'm simply giving you the information that you and I have talked about. The next thing to look at when we're covering products, what kind of products are they? Are they easy to promote products? Do they want me to promote them in only a certain fashion or in a certain area or in a certain way? Fine, find out what the rules and regs are. You might be really comfortable, you might not. But the only way you're going to find out is to find out ahead of time so that you're not laying out cash. Who's going to sponsor you in? Is this person reliable? Can you ask this person questions? Are they reachable? I'm not talking about calling them every 15 minutes with inane questions and inundating them, because I had to use the word again, with some ridiculous question. But at the same time, are they accessible? Because the way they're with their downline, which means you, is how you'll end up being with your downline. Or you'll have to make some radical changes. I'll give you a quick example. Several years ago, I joined a great company. Great company. Loved the heck out of it. But I didn't like my sponsor. I didn't like the guy. Because every time he had a webinar, he was always pitching something. He was always trying to get me to buy something. It was never anything. I was always promised training. Because the training always came with a hook on it. You got to buy this other product in order to blank. And I'm thinking, well, that's great, but how do I sell the products I already have now? And it used to really rub me the wrong way. And the funny thing about it was that the guy at the top of our team was the guy doing all the great training, the free training, and he was never asking me to buy anything. So who do you think I was always going to? It wasn't to my direct sponsor. It makes a difference. It makes a real big difference. And I'll use one more example. A good friend of mine and I had a big falling out because that person wanted me to join her program that was, her sponsor would have been this guy that I think nothing of. And I hate to say it, but just terrible, terrible person. Don't like that person's style, don't like that person's ways. And I said, maybe you could join this other guy before you do, or at least go look at him and go talk to him. He's a real big name guy. I know the guy. I've got his phone number. Call him. He's a big earner, and I think that you'll benefit greatly from just hearing what this other guy has and how he trains his downline. That would have been my choice. It didn't happen. And the obvious happened. Because as soon as the other guy took her money, the other guy just started, was already doing videos that personally, or webinars that I personally wouldn't even bother to sit through. I actually sat through about 45 minutes of one that he did that was about an hour and a half long, and it was like waterboarding. Now, forgive me for all this bad-mouthing stuff, but the reason, my point is, and this is the reason I'm saying it, find somebody that you're going to click with. Find somebody that you're going to want to learn from. If you don't think anything about your sponsor, it's not going to work. I'll give you one other example, and I have to use this one. again, different company, different situation. A couple of years ago, I was promoting a different social media site, and it was going fairly well. The person that I decided to join under, I had my intention, and I made it clear. I was determined that I wanted to learn some things from her. And part of my apprenticeship was simply I was going to go sign in and learn how to do these things. And in the course of events, I meet this woman who contacts me and says, "Hi, I've been watching you on the chats and listening to you on the calls, and I'm getting ready to quit because my sponsor is never there." And I had a brief conversation with this person, actually it lasted about 2 hours, and it was mostly on the chat. And we're on Facebook chatting and we're going back and forth. And I said, I wish I would have you under me because I know enough about you that I know you'd be a really hard worker. And she, answered the compliment and saying, "I would love to have been under you." I had a great conversation. And at the end of that conversation, she goes and recruits 2 people in under her very first 2. She was ready to quit. Now, what's the difference between myself and her real sponsor? I cared. But that's how I sell and that's how I promote. I really do care. If I'm not interested in the company or if I'm not interested in the product, I can't sell it. I can't promote it. I don't even want to be in it because I'm not very good at it. If it comes naturally to me, if I'm excited about it, trust me, you'll hear it in my tone, you'll hear it in my voice, you'll see it in everything, and I'll promote it proudly. That's what you should be looking for. So let me go back to the fundamentals of this. The next thing to look at is the products, is make sure that you're finding people that are using them. Even if it's a new company, how good is it? Have you personally tried the products? If it's a new company that's still in pre-launch, which a lot of them are getting into the pre-launch, how good is it? Are the products any good? For example, I can use the health and fitness thing. There are some great companies out there that sell some awesome stuff that you can, for example, diet shakes. Excuse me for using a loose term like that. They're great. They're wonderful. But some of them, frankly, are horrible. I mean, the shake itself, they taste like dust or dirt mixed with water. Some of them are really, really good. If you're drinking them to lose weight, that's great, but trust me, you really won't sell them that well. But if you're using them and you're liking them, and trust me, if you're your own customer and you're buying this product, and I'm using this as an example, and you, for example, start losing weight and you see that you're having the results with it, the product will sell itself because your enthusiasm will come through in your messages, in your videos, in your calls, whatever. That's what you're looking for. That's what you should be looking for. It should come from your heart. It should come from inside. The relationship that you're building with people is critical. A bad sponsor will sponsor people into their program, build it up, and in a couple of months they're gone. You've seen it. If you've been around long enough, you've seen it. They'll be promoting this, and in a few months they'll get the shiny object syndrome, and off they go to go do something else, and they either try to drag part of their team out with them and burn them over there and then leave them and then go somewhere else. If that's okay with you, do it. Personally, for me, no way, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. It's not in me. Focus on promoting your company. Find a really, really good company. It's going to require some work on your part. And it's going to require that you do your research. Do your diligence, as they say, and make sure that you find out as much as you can about them. Those little things will make a big, big difference in what you do and how well you do it. Let me go on to family and friends. You're going to have people that are going to love what you're doing and are going to encourage you, and then you're going to look at people that are the cynics, the people that think, oh, you're going to get yourself into that, that'll never make money. Those are the people to steer clear from. Let's be honest with you. You want people to uplift you and you want people to support you. You don't want people to beat you down. And husbands and wives, if you're married to that person and that person is promoting a new product or a new company, get behind them. Get behind them, please. Participate. At least be a good support. Because I've learned personally, when my spouse has been behind me in my ventures, I've done really, really well. When they haven't, not so hot. It makes a big difference that you have people believing in you. And you do the same for your loved one. If they're in a new venture or if they're in a new business or a new job or whatever, get behind them. Be supportive. Let your family know this is what you're doing, or that this is what you're planning to be doing, and that you might be spending a little bit more time away from them. Last part is critical, the money part. All of them are going to tell you that you're going to make millions overnight, and it's going to be so easy and the recruiting will be done for you. In a word, baloney. Sorry. But you want the reality to be you. The money will come and flow easily as long as you know that if you're enamored of the product or of the company and you really believe in it, it'll sell itself. If people can feel that it's coming from your core being, they're going to want in. You don't even have to say much. And sometimes you have to educate yourself on the product. Sometimes you have to start practicing, for example, in front of a mirror and looking at holding up your product and looking at it and showing it to yourself and seeing what it's like and trying it out and doing as much research as you can on it. It's critical that you get that grounding. Confidence comes, for example, excuse me for going off topic a little bit. Confidence comes when you practice something enough that it feels comfortable and it's at that unconscious level. And I keep bringing that up a lot, but it's critical. Focus on that. The money part, and let me finish this part real quick and then we'll wrap it up. The money part is important, yes, I know. This is why we're doing it, granted. But the money will be really, really easy if you don't do it for the money. Do it for what the money brings. And what we're bringing and what we're looking for is lifestyle. So that I can sit home at whatever hour, and I can sit here in my little hoodie and do this video and relax. And go back to work or go work on the computer or do whatever else I'm doing. Get on the phone and talk and discuss some different products and things that I'm doing. It's the freedom that I like. The cars are great, the houses are great, the money's great, the taking a vacation in Tahiti or whatever, that's great. Personally, I'd rather be up in the mountains deer hunting, but that's another story. It's what you want. It's the lifestyle that you're choosing. It's not money. Because if it were really about money, everybody else would be rich. But the really rich people, the really successful people, if you listen to what they're telling you, they'll say, yeah, I'm making X number of dollars per year, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the really successful ones will tell you, I was able to do this for others. One of my heroes, one of my mentors is Tony Robbins. And I love the stories that he likes to talk about the charitable things that he does and how it juices him and how it gets him excited. I like to do talks and I like to go in front of people, and whether it's individuals or groups, and talk to them about what is possible for them and see the changes in their lives. One of the things that juices me most was a recent success where I sat down with he was 12 at the time, a nice young man, a very good young man who was having trouble in school and was not getting very good grades. His best grade was a C. I had a talk with him, talked to him for about an hour and a half or so, and basically got him to change the way he was framing things. And he went from being a C, which was again his best grade, to a B+, A- average. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what juices me. And if I'm doing what I can do and make the money that I like to make, that's the choices that come with it. That's the choice that I like. I don't really care about the fancy cars and the fancy houses. I'm not saying I don't like them. I love fancy cars and love fancy houses. But I like the choice that money gives me. So I focus on the choice. I focus on the lifestyle. I don't focus on the money. And if you frame it that way in your head and write it out, it'll work for you. And we'll talk about that in a future video. Until then, keep it real. Sorry I went kind of long. Bye.